Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. Today I'm going to go over how to run a schedule for one of our customers. So first thing you do is just pick a set, and then you just go to schedule and then run a schedule. Now, this is the 2.4 version. I'm pretty sure the 2.3 version is very similar. So, if the data this has scheduled, they'll be sitting right here, and all you need to do is select one. You also have some menus up here. Here you can export the schedule. Not sure 2.3 has the export for the horse schedules, but should have the regular export. And then if you start running the schedule and decide that you want to restart it or run it again, you have the reset the schedule. I don't think the reset finish switch for selected which is on 2.3. And then you could run some injury reports, wagering, and off-track betting if those are in the 2.3 version. So anyway, you just select the schedule, and then the first week that actually has uh, a race on it will pop up. Now, just to go over a little bit on how the schedule is made up, the schedule is made up on race cards, and that's what these are here. You can see there's a race card for 16, 17, 18, 19th arisen. That is the six. These are week numbers, and then the a race card is scheduled to the week on the schedule. The schedule is broken down into weeks, and each week will have one race card. A race card could have as many as 12 races, and 12 races would fill in this whole area. In this case, uh, week 16 has one race. You have to add the field. Let's go to 17, take a look. This one here is already set up. You can edit the field if you want, or you can skip the race altogether. And if you are in, if you want to run, well, let's go back to 16. We're just going to skip it. So if we do that, then we can run the next schedule race. You'll skip this one and go to week 17. And see, and you're now on 17. If we lock the schedule, you cannot do anything else with it. You can view this field, and there you have 4 horses that are in the field, but you can't edit it. You have to unlock it, and then you can go edit the field. And there's 4 horses, and all the horses and jockeys that are available to select. You can redraw the post positions if you want. You can only do it once. Once they're drawn, it becomes disabled and can't do it. You can also scratch a horse if you'd like. The other way would be just to go and edit the field and then just take out the horse that you want and maybe add another. So, in order to run the race, in order to run the race, it has to be locked. That's why the schedule knows that everything is set and it's ready to go. So we will show you here. We'll run this race. Gives you some of the information about the race that's already here. And there you go. There's your 4 horses. You see if it's run off the schedule, you cannot make an exhibition race. It's gonna run the race as a regular race and save stats. You can now go to the betting window and make your bets. And you can change the condition of the track, or you can randomize it. There's your morning line. Looks like it can be a pretty good race. They're all pretty close. The strategy, I do not believe is in the 2.3 version. Let's head over to TRG down turf and run this race. Okay, you see they're lined up. This is 11 furlong race. Since these are turf races on the European track, sometimes these will not line up very well. And since the TRG turf doesn't have any chutes, you're stuck with 11 furlong race being run in a turn. So let's go ahead and just do spectator mode. Do a tower saying everything to go and they're off. We'll just kind of watch this race here. And you can see here's the top four in the leaderboard. You need to know what number is what horse is sitting right over here. So right now we have Pink Leo from France leading this particular race. Whoa, looks like she passed him on the home stretch. You see two win, I think I'm second, and then France third, Serbia fourth. So when you X out, you'll see it automatically goes to the next week's schedule if you're finished with all of the races. And the same here, you want to run these, you just lock them all and then start the next. You can see 2,000 guineas. You can't lock, but it still needs a field. The only thing you can do is like skip it. And that's because the 2,000 guineas just happens to be two heat races. Once these two races are done, then you can fill in who qualified for the final, depending on how the heat races work. So that's about it on how to run the schedules. Now, in case you'd like to build a schedule, it's a bit more difficult. You'd have to create a schedule. The first thing you have to do is put a schedule name here. Now you can do this, and then this gives you the schedule. And then, if you wanted to, you can pick like one of the weeks, and then you can drag a horse over to the race. The race over to the race card, and then that would add, and then from there you'd have to. This will create a new race card for like week 1, which is a skip. You do something like, we just put this race there. And see in real life it's running week 40. And once you do that, you add a new race card. It'll have one race on it. And then the race card will show up here. And then what you do is to select the race card and whatever week number you want to use. I think you want to put 1. And if you put it like in 40, it's going to override this one, and this will be the new one. So you would first probably delete the race card from the outdated disk. That would be delete this and then add the new race card that you selected. This here is just a utility to give you an idea of what week it is. So you can go to the calendar. We have it set up for 2021. You can just go 2026. June, it's July 22nd. And if you happen to select that, it tells you what week number it would be on the schedule if you wanted a schedule race for July 22nd. And once you do that, once you add it to the race car, you can exit out, and then that schedule will now have a new race car with the races here. Now, you see, these are all the races for this particular day that all been uh, supplied with the data. You could go in and you can go into the race utility. You can create a race and then save it. You can then add the fields if you like. Then come back over to the schedule and use the create a schedule again. Select the schedule and that race will show up here. And then you can add the race to any of the race cards. Like if I could select here, and I'll select the race card 16. You can see that was the race that was for week 16. We can now go in and drag another race over to here. And then if you do an update, then it'll update this. And then when you get to the schedule, both of those be on the schedule. So that's about it on how to actually create a schedule. Like I said, the schedule is a little difficult, but you have to do it step by step. And if you don't do it in the right order, it makes it a little more difficult on how exactly everything fits together. Okay, so that's it. This is Gary from TRG Central. Hope you have a nice evening, and I hope our customer has his question answered.